Tonight feels a little hard to share, but I'm gonna share it anyway. I'm gonna start with context, then get into gratitude, and then any other thoughts at the end. This morning, I felt off. I think for a plethora of things. My father last night, who I don't have a great relationship with, was texting me. Another heavy thing, which I'm still exploring, figuring out, is that for the first time, someone asked me if I was asexual. And it kind of threw me for a loop. I'm like, no, like, that's not me. And I'll get more into that later. On top of this series, this thing right now. So I'm gonna tell you right now. So it's actually after midnight, but August 31st, before midnight, I posted the intro and the day one of this series. I put myself through so much around this. I still don't feel ready for it to all be seen. I don't even know what I'm not exactly ready for, but it doesn't feel ready. But at the same time, I don't think I ever would have been ready. So I think those things all at once came up. Early in the day, I was kind of feeling some stuff coming up. I went to the market, some things, it felt better. I came back, I was like, I need some company. So I reached out to my landlord, who's like also a friend now too. I know landlords, but it feels different here, but that's a whole nother conversation. I can tell you about that later. But she came over and we watched a show together, had some tea, which was really nice. So I kind of distracted myself for a bit. And then after that, I was sitting with my thoughts. And all of these feelings started to come up. And actually one of the people I'm dating was asking me like, hey, like you don't sound too good. I had named like, I had all these emotions coming up. Not only from the things I named earlier, but also I hung out with a friend. I wouldn't say it. I hung out with someone yesterday, and I had had a whole conversation with them a week prior about like me wanting to be COVID conscious and COVID cautious, because they were feeling a bit sick and things like that. So after having that conversation, I decided, okay, I don't think it's best we hang out right now. Let's give it a bit. And they reached back out to me, invited me to hang out. I was like, oh, great. And once I got there, I realized and found out that they still were not feeling well. And I'm like, and as I was thinking about that more and uncovering it, I was like, that kind of really upsets me on top of some other things. So all these things give context. Let's take a pause from that and do our gratitude. I'm taking today really slowly. Today, I'm grateful for, first thing I'm grateful for the feeling of being content. I feel like this last week or two, I don't have a lot. I don't have everything. But I have everything that I need. And I think this is one of the first times in my adult life that I'm feeling like that. That even feels weird to say, but I really feel grateful for that. Besides hair stuff, I need to figure out my hair. But also like I have shampoo, I have means to like wash my hair and things like that. But like what I'm doing with my hair now and like how I want it, all that stuff. Anyway, so there's that. I'm grateful for feeling and identifying that I feel content. That I feel like, you know, I don't have a lot of money right now. But I have groceries. I have food to eat. I have some cash on me if I want to go do something. I have clothes. I have three pairs of shoes. One of them's on their way out. But I have shoes, I have clothes, I have toiletries, I have a yoga mat so I can stretch my body. I have a bed to sleep in. And I think as someone that has faced so much housing insecurity, food insecurity, and just scarcity all around, it feels good to just be like, I have what I need. It feels good yet foreign, but good. Second thing I'm grateful for. This feels hard to say, but it's on my heart, but I'm grateful for the capacity to feel. I'm grateful for the capacity to feel. Because, sorry, I need to I don't know, but I feel like I need a hug right now. I need a hug. But this feels weird. Not weird because I do hug myself, but this doesn't. Also, my shoulders are hurting. I need a hug from someone else. Even with today, I sat there and wrote so many things about how I'm feeling and what's coming up and all these different things. But the fact that I was able to feel, the fact that I'm able to identify what I'm feeling, the fact that I'm able to go through the process of digging deeper and asking myself what's under this, all those things, just the capacity and the ability to feel, I want to name gratitude for that because there was a time I didn't know how to feel. There was a time in life I didn't know how to feel. There was a time in life that the only thing that was safe to do was to disconnect from my body, was to disassociate, was to fawn and people please, and to put all my needs, wants, feelings, desires, everything to the side and focus on whoever was in front of me, their needs. And I'm not saying this in that regard, but I'm grateful to be able to feel my feelings. Because even then, the times when I didn't have the ability to feel because I had not learned that, then I transformed into a time of life I didn't have time to feel. I didn't have time. I was busy. I had things to do. I had work. I had school. I had this. I had that. So there's never time to slow down and feel. Now I have time. I can sit there and write out my feelings. I can sit there and journal. I can sit there and cry. And that's okay. Third thing I'm grateful for. I saw a bottle of water that I have. So something's telling me to talk about water, but I talked about this before, but I'm grateful for water. I saw a post earlier, or was it yesterday? It was about water is such a beautiful resource, but it really is. Water feels very special. This is also reminding me, maybe I need to go see some water. Maybe that's a way I can take care of myself this weekend, is finding a way to be near some water. So we'll see what that could look like here in Mexico City. I'll let you know how that goes, but I'm grateful for water. Not only the water that I drink and the times I remember to drink water and stay hydrated, but also I'm grateful for water. By the way, listen to Water by, I can't remember their last name. I'll put it, I'll put it down below in the description, but Sabrina, they're one of my mutuals on Instagram. They're a Black queer person. They actually have some land in Costa Rica that they're building for Black queer people. That's super dope. Actually, I don't know if it's specifically Black queer people. I know it's for queer trans people. It might be BIPOC. Anyway, I'm grateful for water. What it does, what it reminds us of. Water reminds me, because it has so many forms. It's rain and the ocean and the river and ponds and lakes and puddles and bottles. And I mean, that's just a constructed thing. But it's I think it reminds me of transformation. It reminds me of we're truly not in control. which is a wild concept to think about. Like, but also like it reminds me of collective. One drop of water, you know what I mean? Like one raindrop, like raindrop, drop top. It does something. But like when you have a whole bunch of drops and they're all the ocean and like the power they have, like it reminds me of the collective. So yeah, there's that. What I want to share at the end of this is that today was really rough for me. I cried. I struggled with so many things, with thoughts around my identity. Things that came up for me is just this idea of like feeling like I'm learning so much about myself in these relationships I'm building with people. And I almost was like, I'm tired of learning. Like, I don't want, it's almost making me feel like I don't know myself. But I know it's not the case. I'm just uncovering layers that I never had access to because I truly believe there's some healing you can't do alone. There's a lot of healing, especially for me as someone that is experienced like um, different traumas in my childhood. There's different interpersonal like healing within interpersonal relationships that will only be healed or seen or uncovered in interpersonal relationships. So sometimes it feels like a lot. um I didn't know, but one of the articles I looked up said that demisexual is under the umbrella of being ace. And ever since I had an experience, content warning, non-consensual sex. I'll give 3 seconds if anyone wants to hop off or decide or check in how they feel about that. Ever since I had a recent experience where I felt like the lines of consent were very blurred for me as far as the interaction I had with someone, it's really been giving me a lot of, there's a mosquito. It's been giving me a lot of questioning and space to question what is arousal, what is pleasure, what is consent. Like I know what these things are, but what do they feel like in my body? Because I realize that there's so many times in my past and my lived experiences where I had experiences, but looking back at it now, like I wasn't truly aroused. I wasn't truly like in the experience. I wasn't truly experiencing pleasure. I wasn't truly in my body. I wasn't truly consenting in the way that I understand consent. So many layers, and realizing I think being demi and also experiencing conversations with folks that like I'm like, wow. But like I never would have thought, I don't know, and let me know down below if you are ace or someone that is demisexual. I would love to talk to you. And I don't know, like I just saw one article that put demi in the umbrella of the ace spectrum. I don't know if that's correct, but that came up. And what else? And also just a lot of feelings around too, like of feeling kind of like a fraud or scared or feeling nervous or feeling frustrated and feeling, yeah, frustrated, scared, nervous, and like, I guess like a fraud because I don't feel like I had good examples of love in my life. And it makes me almost feel like an imposter. Like, how will I know if I love someone or like if I truly care for them, or how will I know if I like them or love them for the right reasons? And am I self-sabotaging? All these questions coming up that making me question myself and my connections with people. And it's just like, oh, I can't do this. So all these things came up today. I'm feeling a lot better. I talked to someone. I posted those videos. So those two things made me feel a lot better. I don't think all these things are gone and done with, but I'm open to still keep exploring them. And the last thing I want to touch on that came up today, which is a big thing of like just like feeling very alone in my experience of like, I know I'm not alone. I know there are people that are very aware of the matrix and these systems of oppression and like know that these things aren't serving them. But sometimes I guess I trick myself to believe that I'm alone because I look around and I'm like, but everyone's still in the matrix. Like I feel like a lot of people I know are still, you know, not this. And I understand like survival is important, and I'm the last person to tell anybody to like put themselves in a situation where they can't eat or have things that they need, because that is not fun. Um, and it feels frustrating because it's like I know so many of us want more, and it feels exhausting at times because I feel like we're just so focused on survival that's hard to tap into that. And I feel like I've kind of left a lot of that, and I'm no longer in that space of like, I'm like, those things never served me. They don't serve me now. And the journey I went through to get here, I'm like, I'll be damned if I go back to shit that doesn't serve me no more. But it feels lonely at times because I feel like I look at my friends or people I care about, right? And like I'm just like, people have made decisions because they have to for their survival, and I understand that and I support that because I want my friends here. I want the people I'm in community here. And it's like, y'all, like I want so much better for us. I want us to experience more liberation and freedom and joy and care and love and community and connection and all these things. So many things came up today. I think I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but I think that's all I got to say for today. Thank God for listening. Thank you for the space to be real, to be me, to be human. I'm gonna take this second right now, excuse me, to celebrate that I posted this series in August, by August. So I'm proud of that, truly. Trying to learn to celebrate myself more. My expat, like not expat, my leaving the country, moving abroad date is coming up in like I think it's September 3rd or 4th. I can't remember. When I moved to Ecuador like 3 years ago, so that's coming up. But yeah, that's gonna be a good day. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.